Welcome to The Gentle Ascent of the Rosewood Balloon, a calming and contemplative sleep story designed to guide you toward a serene night's rest. If you find yourself soothed by this journey and would like to explore more peaceful stories, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Before we embark on the tranquil adventure aboard the Rosewood Balloon, we'll begin with a gentle breathing guidance. If you prefer to skip directly to the story, you can find the chapter timestamps in the description below. In this story, you'll join Corvus, a cartographer on a quiet journey through the serene realms, carried by a self-guided rosewood hot air balloon where gentle landscapes await and the subtle magic of the world will softly unfold. Now, settle into a position that feels most comfortable for you. Allow your body to sink into the embrace of your bed or chair, feeling fully supported and at ease. Adjust any pillows or blankets as needed, creating a cozy and peaceful space just for you. This is your time to let go of the day's weight and invite calm and quiet into your evening. Let the gentle sounds and imagery of the journey wash over you, guiding you into a deep state of relaxation. Feel yourself becoming more and more comfortable as you settle in. Let's begin with a gentle breath together. Inhale slowly through your nose, allowing the air to flow easily and naturally into your chest. Then exhale gently through your mouth like a soft sigh of relief, releasing any tension you might be holding on to. With each breath, feel your body softening further and any remaining stress drifting away. Imagine the gentle movement of the rosewood balloon swaying softly in the air. Visualize the serene landscapes that await, the soft glow of the mist, the luminescent flowers, and the reflection of stars on the tranquil lake. If your mind begins to wander, that's perfectly all right. Just let any thoughts that arise drift by like the soft clouds in the sky, and gently return your attention to your breathing or to the sound of my voice. There's nothing you need to do now except to listen and allow the story to carry you into rest. Feel the gentle rhythm of the balloon, much like the soft and subtle rhythm of your breathing. Let it carry away any worries, any fears, any doubts. Embrace the peace of the journey and surrender to the gentle flow of the story. Now, let's begin our ascent into the heart of the serene realms, where quiet wonder and rest await. Chapter 1. The Whispering Launch. The attic of Corvus's old familiar home was a place of forgotten treasures and whispered stories, much like those found in the dusty corners of an ancient library. Sunlight, filtered through the grimy glass of the single window, cast long, soft shadows that danced like phantoms on the sloping walls, making the space feel both comforting and mysterious. It was here, amongst the forgotten maps and moth-eaten globes, that Corvus stumbled upon the rosewood hot air balloon. It sat quietly, folded neatly into a large wicker basket, as if it had been waiting patiently for his attention. Corvus ran a finger across the smooth, dark wood, feeling the warmth that seemed to radiate from it, a gentle hum that resonated with the calm part of his heart. He recognized it from his grandmother's tales, a whimsical balloon said to carry souls seeking rest to places beyond the reach of maps. He had not felt at peace for some time. For weeks he had been consumed by the intricacies of the maps he drew, each line and contour demanding his attention. He was a meticulous cartographer, known for the accuracy of his work, yet his relentless pursuit of precision had left him weary and longing for a different kind of journey. A journey less demanding, perhaps. He carefully ran his fingers over the silk fabric, the rich colors of the balloon shifting softly with the light. There was a gentle pull, almost a whisper, that invited him into the wicker basket, a silent promise of gentle travel and rest. With a sigh, a soft sound that echoed in the quiet space, Corvus stepped into the basket. The wood felt warm beneath his hands, the wicker comfortably yielding under his feet. It felt as though the balloon was welcoming him, much like a gentle embrace. As he settled in, a quiet breeze stirred around the basket, a whispered greeting that seemed to come from the balloon itself. He hadn't done anything. He merely was present, and yet the basket lifted gently from the floor, ascending as effortlessly as a sigh, carrying him up towards the small attic window. The old wooden door leading to the attic creaked softly behind him, as if it were bidding him farewell. The climb was so gentle that Corvus barely felt it. A soft sway and a quiet lifting, a sensation more like floating than flying. The attic window, once a small rectangle of light above him, now offered a panoramic view of his familiar city, with its terracotta rooftops and winding cobbled streets. The buildings seemed to soften in the distance, their sharp edges blurring into gentle curves under the soft light. It was a view he had often glimpsed, but today, seeing it from this gentle perspective, it felt new, almost magical. The sounds of the city faded into a gentle hum, replaced by the soft creaks of the rosewood and the gentle whoosh of the air. The balloon seemed to have a rhythm of its own, each movement steady and calm, lulling him into a state of quiet ease. He could feel the weight of his weariness beginning to lift, a gentle release of the tensions that had been weighing him down. There was no sense of urgency or speed, only a gentle floating, as if the balloon understood the need for a slow, deliberate pace. As the Rosewood Balloon continued its ascent, the familiar skyline of the city began to shrink beneath him, slowly transforming into a distant tapestry of light and shadows. Corvus leaned back against the soft fabric of the balloon, closing his eyes for a moment. He was surrounded by a quiet warmth and the gentle rocking motion of the basket, a soothing sensation that eased his weary soul. The soft creaks of the wood became a gentle lullaby, a whisper that calmed his thoughts. He allowed himself to sink deeper into the peace of this journey. Opening his eyes, Corvus observed his old home, now only a small dot below, looking almost like a child's toy. The familiar sounds of the city had completely faded, replaced by the soft rhythmic sounds of the air and the creaking wood, a gentle melody that calmed his mind. Corvus knew not where he was headed, yet he felt a sense of profound peace, knowing that his gentle journey had begun, that he would be carried toward rest as the wind and the rosewood guided him. This was a new beginning, a journey for his weary spirit, guided by the gentle ascent of the Rosewood Balloon, and he was ready. With a sigh, Corvus closed his eyes again, feeling the gentle rocking of the balloon and the subtle warmth of the rosewood, his body and his mind slowing to a calm, peaceful rhythm. He could feel the weariness of his work slowly slip away, replaced by the deep, comforting embrace of the present moment. And as the balloon continued its gentle ascent, Corvus drifted deeper into a state of peaceful contemplation, his heart growing lighter and more peaceful with each gentle sway. May your heart find peace as the sun rises and settles back in the sky. Chapter 2. The Valley of Silver Mist. The Rosewood Balloon, guided by an unseen hand, continued its gentle journey, moving as gracefully as a leaf on a still pond. As the city receded into a distant memory, a new landscape began to unfold beneath Corvus. It was a valley unlike any he had ever seen on his maps, a place draped in a perpetual shimmering silver mist. The mist swirled and danced like a veil, half concealing, half revealing the gentle slopes and low hills that lay beneath. The world seemed to have softened at the edges here, as if touched by a painter's brush and smoothed into a dream. Corvus leaned over the edge of the basket, peering down at the ever-shifting patterns of the mist. The light filtering through was soft and ethereal, creating a scene of gentle wonder. He noticed how the mist shifted and swirled like gentle waves on a calm sea, sometimes revealing small pockets of green and gray, and at other times blanketing everything in a veil of luminous silver. The sounds were as soft as the sights, a gentle rustling that whispered secrets of quiet peace, each movement as soft and unhurried as the clouds drifting by. The air grew cooler, carrying with it the delicate scent of damp earth and distant wildflowers. The balloon seemed to slow its pace even further, drifting gently above the valley as if it wished to allow Corvus ample time to take it all in. He reached into his satchel and pulled out his sketchbook and charcoal, feeling the gentle rhythm of the breeze encouraging his creativity. He began to sketch, his hand moving with soft, deliberate strokes, trying to capture the ever-shifting patterns of the mist, the gentle dance of light and shadow. The feeling of the charcoal gliding across the paper was calming, a steady rhythm mirroring the movement of the balloon. As he sketched, Corvus noticed the subtle sounds of water trickling nearby, a gentle melody that seemed to weave through the mist. He closed his eyes for a moment, allowing the soft sounds to wash over him. The gentle trickle of water, the soft creaking of the rosewood, and the whisper of the wind created a symphony of quiet peace. Each sound was a gentle invitation to sink further into relaxation, a lullaby for his weary soul. The warmth of the rosewood seemed to gently emanate from the basket, as if a hearth was glowing softly nearby, creating a comforting sensation as he continued to sketch. He noticed how the mist changed its shape with the slightest shift in wind, constantly creating new patterns, a gentle reminder that everything in life is in a state of change and flow. He sketched each fleeting image with a quiet focus, allowing his mind to be as light and easy as the soft strokes of his charcoal. It wasn't about creating a perfect image, he reminded himself. It was about the feeling of quiet presence. He breathed deeply, allowing the damp, earthy scent of the mist to fill his lungs, a gentle reminder of the life around him, a small invitation to be more aware of the present moment. Corvus leaned back against the soft fabric of the balloon's edge, his sketchbook resting gently in his lap. He observed how the mist seemed to rise and fall with the breath of the valley, a slow and gentle dance of nature. It was a comforting rhythm, reminding him that there was a quiet pace beneath the chaos of the world. He spent a long time in the valley, quietly sketching the mist, the soft light, and the hidden streams that whispered their gentle melodies. There was a sense of timelessness here, a feeling that time itself was flowing as gently as the mist. The valley was a place of quiet beauty, an invitation to rest, and Corvus felt his spirit grow lighter and more at ease with each passing moment. The gentle rhythm of the balloon, the soft sounds of nature, and the ever-shifting patterns of the mist were all invitations into a state of calm. As the afternoon grew older, the Rosewood Balloon began to move once more, drifting gently upward as if it sensed that Corvus had taken what he needed from the valley. The mists seemed to part gently, as if bidding him farewell, revealing a hint of the landscape that lay ahead. Corvus smiled, a small, gentle smile that reflected the quiet joy he had found in the soft beauty of the valley. May your heart find peace as the sun rises and settles back in the sky. Chapter 3: The Floating Gardens of Elysia. As the Rosewood Balloon ascended above the valley of silver mist, a new vista began to emerge in the distance, a breathtaking sight that made Corvus catch his breath in quiet wonder. It was a series of islands, not of earth and stone, but of vibrant gardens, seemingly suspended in the air, like a collection of jewels scattered across a velvet cloth. These were the Floating Gardens of Elysia, a place where the line between earth and sky seemed to blur, where nature itself had taken on a magical, ethereal quality. The gardens were connected by delicate flowering vines that draped between the islands like garlands of living light. The flowers themselves were unlike any Corvus had ever seen. They shimmered with a soft internal light, their petals painted in hues of gentle blues, soft pinks, and pale lavenders. The air was filled with the delicate chimes of small, bell-like flowers swaying gently in the breeze, and the sweet, subtle fragrance of 1,000 blooms, all creating a symphony of soft beauty. The sounds were not boisterous or loud, but rather soft and gentle, like a whispering lullaby. As the Rosewood Balloon drifted closer, Corvus noticed the gentle beings that tended to the gardens. They were the lumiflora, beings of light and grace, with forms reminiscent of delicate flowers themselves. They moved with a fluid, almost ethereal quality, their limbs flowing like gentle petals in a breeze. Their communication was not through words, but through soft chimes, a gentle melody that seemed to resonate with the very heart of the gardens. They seemed to glow with an internal light, much like the flowers they tended to. The balloon gently descended, settling softly onto one of the larger islands, as if welcomed by the very garden itself. The lumiflora approached, their soft chimes creating a welcoming melody. They gestured with graceful movements, inviting Corvus to join them. Corvus stepped out of the basket, his feet landing softly on the velvety moss that carpeted the island. He felt a sense of calm wash over him, as though the very air here was imbued with peace. He spent the afternoon amongst the lumiflora, learning the gentle rhythm of the gardens. He helped them tend to the luminescent flowers, his hands moving slowly and deliberately. feeling the soft petals against his skin. He learned how to listen to the soft chimes, allowing them to guide his actions with a sense of inner peace. He noticed how each small movement of the lumiflora was a gesture of quiet grace. The activity was calming and repetitive, his hands going about the gentle tasks with ease, a quiet activity that mirrored the slow pace of the gardens. He noticed the subtle changes in the light as the sun moved across the sky, painting the gardens in ever-shifting hues of soft color. He observed the gentle flow of energy between the lumiflora and the flowers, a harmonious connection that seemed to be the very essence of the gardens. As the day began to wane, the lumiflora guided Corvus to a quiet corner of the island, where a soft moss-covered seat had been made, like an invitation to rest. He sat there, feeling the gentle warmth of the moss beneath him, and observed the slow dance of light and shadow amongst the flowers. He breathed deeply, inhaling the sweet, calming fragrances of the gardens, allowing himself to fully embrace the peace of the present moment. He felt his heart growing lighter and more at ease with every gentle breath. The rosewood balloon, patiently waiting nearby, seemed to sway in time with the soft chimes of the lumiflora. It was as if the balloon itself was a part of the gentle rhythm of Elysia, a silent observer of the quiet magic that filled the gardens. Corvus knew that soon his journey would continue, yet for now he felt content to simply be present in this tranquil haven, a place of gentle grace and quiet wonder, his heart overflowing with peace. May your heart find peace as the sun rises and settles back in the sky. Chapter 4. The Lake of Whispering Stars. As the gentle evening light began to paint the sky with hues of soft lavender and deep blues, the rosewood balloon once more began to stir, as if it knew the next destination on Corvus's quiet journey. With a gentle lift, the balloon ascended from the Floating Gardens of Elysia, carrying Corvus towards a landscape that seemed to belong to a different realm entirely. It was the Lake of Whispering Stars, a place where the veil between the earthly and the celestial seemed to be at its thinnest. Below, the lake stretched out like a vast still mirror, reflecting the soft shimmer of the night sky. The stars were not merely pinpricks of light, they seemed to be closer, more tangible, their light dancing on the water's surface as though it were a canvas made of liquid starlight. The reflection was so clear, it felt as though Corvus could reach out and touch them, that he was floating among the stars themselves, an embrace of peaceful stillness. The silence of the space was soft and deep. As the balloon drifted closer to the lake, Corvus could hear the gentle whispers that seemed to emanate from the stars. It was not a sound that could be easily described, more like an ethereal melody, a subtle hum that resonated with his very being. It was a sound that seemed to speak to the quiet parts of his soul, inviting introspection and a sense of profound peace. The stars seemed to be sharing secrets, not of words, but of quiet understanding. The rosewood balloon gently descended, settling on the surface of the lake, as if it were a lily pad floating on calm water. The basket swayed slightly, gently rocking Corvus as he looked up in quiet wonder. The stars above were mirrored perfectly in the water below, creating the illusion that he was floating within a vast star-filled sphere. The gentle rhythm of the balloon and the soft sounds of the whispers created a symphony of peace and calm. Corvus felt a sense of awe, a feeling of smallness within the vastness of the cosmos. It was a comforting smallness, a recognition of the interconnectedness of all things. He leaned back against the soft fabric of the balloon, allowing himself to be surrounded by the gentle starlight. He breathed deeply, allowing the cool night air to fill his lungs, his attention drawn to the slow rhythm of the universe and the slow rhythm of his own breathing. He closed his eyes, focusing on the gentle whispers of the stars. Each sound seemed to carry a sense of quiet wisdom, a reminder of the gentle rhythms of the universe. Corvus felt his body and mind slow down in unison, settling into a space of peaceful stillness, all thoughts drifting away like distant clouds in the night sky. The warmth of the rosewood felt comforting, like a gentle hug. Corvus spent the night drifting on the lake of whispering stars, allowing the starlight and the subtle sounds to wash over him. He watched as constellations seemed to slowly change position, and he was guided by this very slow dance towards inner peace. He did not try to understand the whispers, he simply listened, allowing the sounds to soothe his mind and his spirit. It was a journey of quiet contemplation, a gentle exploration of the inner world that mirrored the vast outer world. As the first hint of dawn began to touch the horizon, the rosewood balloon began to gently stir once more, its movements slow and deliberate. Corvus opened his eyes, feeling refreshed and renewed. The stars, once so bright, now seemed to be slowly fading into the soft hues of the approaching morning. He smiled, a gentle smile that reflected the deep sense of peace he had found in the quiet beauty of the lake of whispering stars. May your heart find peace as the sun rises and settles back in the sky. Chapter 5. The Gentle Descent and Inner Compass. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky with soft hues of pink and gold, the rosewood balloon began a slow and gentle descent from the ethereal heights of the lake of whispering stars. The balloon seemed to move with a quiet purpose, as if it knew exactly where it was meant to land. A silent guide, as Corvus prepared for the next step of his journey. Below, a field of soft grass emerged, bathed in the warm, golden light of the rising sun, an invitation towards rest. The descent was smooth and graceful, as gentle as a feather falling on a still day. Corvus observed the landscape with a quiet sense of gratitude, taking in the soft colors of the sky and the gentle beauty of the field below. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the fresh scent of morning dew and blooming wildflowers. The world seemed to be waking slowly, stretching out in the golden light. It was a new beginning. The balloon touched down softly, the basket settling gently on the soft grass. The gentle creaks of the rosewood seemed to quiet, as if it were sighing in contentment. Corvus stepped out of the basket, his feet sinking slightly into the velvety grass. He stretched, feeling the gentle warmth of the sun on his face and a new sense of peace in his heart. His body felt light, as if his soul had been nourished by the quiet beauty he had experienced. He looked back at the rosewood balloon, admiring its gentle grace and the quiet strength it possessed. It had carried him on a journey of gentle self-discovery, a journey that had led him to places both magical and profoundly peaceful. He ran his hand across the smooth wood once more, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for its silent guidance. The gentle warmth of the wood resonated with the new sense of ease within him. Corvus walked a few steps into the field, feeling the soft grass beneath his feet and the gentle breeze on his face. He closed his eyes for a moment, allowing the sounds and scents of the morning to wash over him. He could hear the gentle rustling of leaves in the nearby trees, the soft chirping of birds greeting the new day, and the quiet hum of the natural world waking around him. He felt grounded and at peace. He knew that his journey in the Rosewood Balloon had come to an end. Yet he also knew that the peace he had found would remain within him, a quiet compass guiding his future paths. He had learned the importance of slowing down, of listening to the gentle rhythms of nature, and of finding peace in the present moment. The map he now sought was not one on paper, it was one inside his own soul, one guided by the gentle touch of nature. The sun rose higher in the sky, bathing the field in warm golden light. Corvus smiled, a gentle smile that reflected the deep sense of inner peace he had found on his journey. He looked one last time at the Rosewood Balloon, its presence a silent reminder of the magic that exists in the world and the quiet beauty that can be found when one allows oneself to slow down and simply be present. He knew he would carry the gentle memories of this journey with him always. With a sense of quiet resolve, Corvus turned and began to walk slowly away from the Rosewood Balloon, his heart filled with a new sense of direction and purpose, his steps light and sure. He knew that the peace he had found within would continue to guide him on his journey through life, a gentle reminder of the beauty that surrounds us and the stillness that can be found within. May your heart find peace as the sun rises and settles back in the sky.